Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. My name is Teresa, and I am welcoming you and Spirit in for a reading for the sign of Taurus for the month of December. We will be looking back at the year of 2025 and the lessons learned, and also looking forward to 2026 and how to integrate the lessons from 2025 or transmute them. And we are going to be starting with the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed. And then we are using the companion oracle, the Oracle of Awakening, to go along with it. They're both by Lalania Simone. So let's move these off to the side and we will start with the tarot. For the first three things that we're going to be doing is we'll be looking at the lessons from 2025 in the areas of love and relationships, career and finances, and self and spirit. And we will just see what the cards have to say for what we have learned over the course of the year in these areas. Spirit, can you give us a tarot card for lessons learned in love and relationships for the sign of Taurus in the year of 2025? We get the Ace of Cups. Wonderful. Love that. And then career and finances. What did we learn in 2025 for the sign of Taurus? We got the Eight of Swords. Interesting. Okay, and then for self and spirit, what did we learn there in the year 2025 for the sign of Taurus? We got the teacher, we got ourselves. This is the Hierophant or the teacher in this deck. We got that card for ourselves, so that is great. I want to see what the next row of cards are before we start diving into the meanings on these cards, because I want to see how they interact with each other. The next row will actions to take to integrate or to transmute the lessons from 2025 into 2026. What do we have there for the area of love for Taurus spirit? We get the Nurturer of Cups. I'll have to remind myself of if this is the Queen or the King energy. We'll look at the book on that. Either way, it's great. In the area of career and finances, what actions do we need to take or to integrate or transmute? We get the Nine of Coins. Oh my gosh, that's so great. And then actions to take or integrate or transmute lessons from 2025 into 2026 for the area of self and spirit. 10 of Coins. Oh my goodness. We've got some great cards. I'm also a Taurus, so I'm loving these cards. All right, so in the year of 2025, in the area of love and relationships, one of the lessons that we learned is the Ace of Cups, and that is to accept the love that's being offered to us. The Ace of Cups is love and emotion are being given to us. It's a manifesting card. It's a card of new opportunities, new beginnings in the area of love and emotion and relationships. So, and this can be any kind of relationship, not just a partnered relationship, but also friendships, the relationship with yourself, even relationships with friends and family. But this is a card of new beginnings and accepting the abundance and the overflow of emotional presence. So that has been the lesson of 2025, is to accept the love that's being freely offered to us. And then the actions that we need to take to integrate this energy into the next year is the Nurturer of Cups. And let's look at that from the guide. I want to see if Nurturer is the King or Queen energy. it'll be the Queen energy. So for the Nurturer of Cups, this is spiritual healing, intuitive understanding, sacred power, the ability to hold space for others, and also to be integrated and aware of the love and emotion that you have within yourself. The Queen of Cups is highly intuitive. She's psychic. She's very advanced emotionally, and is very compassionate. And so the actions to take to integrate this new opportunity, this new love, this new willingness to accept love, is to hold space for it and to master it, to be in tune with it, and to share that compassion with others. I love that energy. Now, in the career area of career and finances, what we had for the year of 2025 is the Eight of Swords energy. The Eight of Swords is like a self-imposed prison. This person is being depicted surrounded by these swords, and there is a bird here perched on one of them to illustrate that you can fly free from this prison at any time. You don't need to feel like you have to stay here. This prison is illusory. In this picture, it's shown as the foundation being a cloud. So it is completely illusory, and this person can stand up and leave this prison at any point in time. And that has been in the area of career and finances. This could have played out for you with the idea of, being stuck in a profession that maybe was not lighting you up. You feel like you're stuck, but you're not. If you don't want to be stuck, you don't have to stay there. And that is a lesson that has been learned. You may have spent the year in this illusory prison, this prison of your own mind. Or maybe you learned the lesson that this prison is not something that really has to contain you. One way or the other, at the end of this year, this is something that you are addressing. And the actions to take to integrate or transmute this energy into something else in the year 2026 with the Nine of Coins. And the Nine of Coins card is, you see the bird again. The bird is, this is her familiar. This is something that she loves and cares for. And it's just part of her vision for herself. The Nine of Coins is a card of independence and wealth built over time. It's typically in the Rider-Waite system decks, there is usually a sign somewhere within the card of slow growth. And it could be, in this particular case, this bird here we're seeing is much smaller. And in this case, it's a very large parrot of some sort. These birds can live to be, as old as humans. And it takes them quite a bit of time to get to this size. And so that might be the thing that is depicting the passage of time. It's about the amassing of wealth and independence over a slow period of time, which increases the stability factor. These blossoms here on this tree and the color of green are symbols of showing abundance. Same with the gold pentacle necklace that she's wearing. That's another sign of the wealth and the abundance that she's enjoying. So that is on our radar for next year. And so but it's under the category of actions to take. So it's not like a forecast of a blessing to receive. This is an action to take. So the action to take here is to build toward this. What actions do you need to do to take in your area of career and finances in order to get to this point? And that may be saving, it may be switching your job, it may be developing new skills, but it's something that you need to be focused on, an action to take gradually, slowly, and consistently in order to build this stability and independence. I love it. Okay, now in the area of self and spirit, we had, for the year of 2025, we had the teacher, the Hierophant. And so what this, whoops, hit my microphone, sorry. This represents established wisdom and seeking guidance from mentors or leaders or establishments that they have come into their position as established wisdom because, for reasons. Sometimes we buck against authority, but a lot of times the teachers that are in those positions of authority are there because they've earned it and because they are, their foundations are built on wisdom that has been established over, decades or centuries. And wisdom is wisdom. The new, fresh thing is not necessarily the best thing. Things that have stood the test of time are, they have because they work. It's inside the box thinking, yes, and sometimes innovative and outside the box thinking is what's called for. But inside the box thinking, um, you know, it's there because it works. So that's something that we have learned in the area of caring for ourselves and our spiritual growth is that we've sought the teachers and mentors this year who have established their wisdom over the period of time, and they've earned it. And those are the people that we are learning from. And it's also the person that we're becoming. This is our significator card in the major arcana, one of them, and it represents us. And I think it represents a lot of our goals that we have been working on over the course of 2025. Integrating that into 2026, the actions that we need to take, we get the 10 of coins. The 10 of coins is a card of abundance. It's a card of ancestral wealth and, familial inheritance. And because it's in the area of self and spirit, this isn't necessarily about financial stuff, even though that is what this card often represents. This is our spiritual inheritance, and we need to integrate the lessons that we've learned from spiritual leaders into our spiritual inheritance and what we plan on leaving for others in 2026. And we are going to find that in the areas of really living in abundance, really living in manifesting power, and living in our chosen family of wisdom that we desire for ourselves, and in our connection with our spirit guides, whatever those may be for each of us. Okay, so for the next couple of cards, we're going to do an oracle, and we are going to use the companion oracle from Lalania Simone, and that's the Oracle of Awakening. And the first row of cards is going to be self-care and support for wrapping up 2025. What do we need to do in the area of love, career, and finances, and self and spirit in order to support ourselves and give ourselves self-care to wrap up this year? And this is for the sign of Taurus spirit. Please provide us some guidance through these cards. In the area of love and relationships, we get center point, grounded, centered, and sovereign. And in the area of career and finances, we are going to get nourish, feed your body, mind, and spirit. And in the area of self and spirit, for self-care and support to wrap the year, we get pure joy, exhilaration, laughter, and exuberance. Okay, so in the area of love and relationships, we get center point, grounded, centered, and sovereign. And so let's look at the guidebook and see what this has to say. Okay, it ends with an affirmation, so I like that. I am balanced and centered. I have instant access to my inner knowing and natural wisdom in any situation. So our spiritual center is a numinous place within yourself where you have ever-present access to mental, physical, and emotional peace, even if only for a short period of time. The ability to return to your center point is an invaluable skill that will serve every aspect of your life. So being centered and grounded in your love and relationships, and that's, as I mentioned before, any kind of relationship, being centered, grounded, and sovereign. And sovereign, remember, that you are in charge of yourself, that you are your own person and you are the queen of your own kingdom or the king of your own kingdom. And that is your own self. And so maintaining your individuality and your sovereignty within any relationship, being centered and grounded and being ever present and in tune with your mental, physical, and emotional peace within your relationships. So that is what you should strive for as we are wrapping up the year. You're going to have many opportunities to come into contact with your loved ones over the course of this month. If you participate in any of the end of the year holidays like Christmas or Hanukkah or the other end of the year celebration, you'll have these opportunities to interact with a wide variety of people. And in order to, feel that self-care and support in those areas, in those relationships, Spirit is guiding us to be focused on remaining grounded and centered and sovereign. All right. Well, I like that. Okay. Now in the area of career and finances, we get nourish, feed your body, mind, and spirit. So for self-care and support in the area of career and finances, how do we translate this card in that area? So let's look this up and see if it gives us any guidance here. What does true nourishment look like to you? Take a moment to define what self-care looks like for you. Is it connected with food, love, supportive interactions, healthy habits? And then at the end, there's some affirmations. I am safe. I am abundant. I am healthy. I am loved. I am empowered. I am peace. I am rested. I am worthy. I am source. So, and then it also says when this card shows up in your life, it's a gentle reminder to take extra good care of yourself. Self-nourishment takes many forms, and so tune in to determine what you need from yourself. This card may also be a reminder that one of your relationships may be in need of your attention and maybe some gentle care. And since this showed up in the area of career and finances, maybe something about your finances needs a little bit of gentle attention. Maybe something about your job needs a little bit of nourishment. Um, and and as you take those actions, it will give you that sense of support that you need in order to wrap up this year on the highest note. All right. And in the area of self and spirit, we get pure joy, exhilaration, laughter, and exuberance. So this tells me that as we draw this year to a close, in order to feed yourself and your spirit, and give yourself the self-care and support that you need, you are being urged to find those opportunities to laugh and feel exuberant and joyful and spend time doing the things that will bring you that kind of joy and laughter, spending the time with people that help you to feel that way. Now let's look at the oracle for advanced gifts or themes for the year of 2026 in these three areas. What do we have for Taurus spirit in the area of love for 2026? The gift or theme for 2026 for Taurus: the sacred feminine, creation, receptivity, and nurture. So in your relationships next year, you will have the opportunity to live in that sacred feminine space and feeling creative, receptive, and nurturing. You're going to be open to receiving the love and open to integrating that love and sharing it with others, and also being very creative in your relationships. So I like that. And then in the area of career and finances, what do we have for an advance gift or theme for 2026 for Taurus spirit? I am light, pure divine essence. So I want to look that up in just a moment. I'm going to pull the last card first. And in the area of self and spirit, what do we have for Taurus? Sacred breath, giving and receiving life and divine exchange. Excellent. Okay, let's look at this book for I Am Light. This card brings a simple yet profound message. You are a being of pure light, literally, an energy body. You are constantly emitting light energy. No matter how hard life can get, no matter how dark, we are the light of our own lives. We are the dawn after the dark night of the soul. You are a sovereign being. There's that word again. One who has the space to claim your spiritual energy and power and to use them to explore your divinity and your sacred relationship with life. If you've pulled this card, it's a sign that it's time for you to shine your light without apology, without fear of diminishing others. What would it look like if you were in your full radiance? So, in your area of career and finances, you are being asked to be prepared to step into your power next year and step into the limelight. Take that center stage and take charge of your career and finances, knowing what your true worth is. And then in the area of self and spirit, giving and receiving life and divine exchange, the sacred breath. Yeah, it's really about being in the moment, being very much in your body, and having that divine exchange of life with every breath, and just being present with the moment, and knowing that spirit is with you as you're just with every breath that you take. So, and then it gives some different breathing exercises that you can use in order to be in that meditative breath. I used to have a mentor who used to tell me that, stay in the breath, Teresa, stay in the breath. And it helped me to just stay in this moment right now, this breath right now. So there we go. It looks like we are going to have a great month of December, and 2026 looks very promising for us as Taurians. And so I want to just thank you very much for joining me for this reading for the month of December, this look back at our 2025 and the look forward into 2026. Thank you for being here and being a part of my community. If you have not yet subscribed and you like this kind of content, I invite you to hit that subscribe button so that you will have me show up in your YouTube feed when I produce new content, which is fairly frequently. I like to do card of the day readings, and I do monthly readings for the different signs, and various other readings throughout the course of the month as well. I'm very much into all things tarot and oracle, and so if that kind of thing suits you, then you are invited to join in. If you hit that like button or comment or share my videos or subscribe or watch the videos all the way to the end, all of those things really help the algorithm to know that they should send this video out to more people who like this kind of content. So I appreciate anything that you do in that space. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye now.